Good morning, traders. Good morning. Sure you had a great weekend. If you can hear me, please drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. Good morning. Sure you had a great weekend. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. Also confirm you can see my screen. You are welcome. I want to believe you're prepared for this week. I hope you're prepared for the trading week. So if you have any question, if you have any pair you want to analyze, please drop it in the comments. Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Good morning, Mr. Chuku. Good morning, Ebuka. Good morning, good morning. Confirm you can see my screen. If you have any question, any pair you want me to analyze, please drop it in the comment section. All right. Thank you. GBP, USD, JPY. Okay, good. Now let's start looking at the fundamentals for the week. This week is an NFP week. So we need to check the calendar to know when this news will be released. So today is June 2nd, and okay, let me start from the 1st to 7th. Okay, our focus is on the major news, okay? The red folder news, okay? So today is Monday, 2nd of June, and ISM manufacturing PMI from the United States released by 3 p.m. and also by 6 p.m. Fed Chair Powell will be given a speech by 6 p.m. So we should expect high volatility on USD bets today. And tomorrow, Tuesday, June 3rd, we have Swiss franc will be releasing its CPI data, and JPY, Bank of Japan Governor Yoda speaks. Okay, no time is given for that. Then hopefully before tomorrow, maybe the time will be given, but at the moment there is no specific time for that news. And by 3 p.m. tomorrow, those job opening will be released from the United States. Then on Wednesday, we have Australia GDP, that's gross domestic product, and also by 1:15 p.m., the United States will be releasing its ADP non-farm employment change. And on Wednesday, Canada will be releasing its rate statement overnight rate. And United States will be releasing ISM services PMI, and Bank of Canada press conference will hold on Wednesday. So you can see we have a lot of major news to be released this week. A lot of major news. So we should expect high volatility in the market this week. High volatility. Okay. On Thursday, we have main refinancing rates released from Euro, monetary policy statement, and unemployment claims from the United States. Then ECB, that's Euro Central Bank press conference will hold on Thursday. Then on Friday, it's the major day. The main day is for NFP, 1:30 p.m. Releasing its employment change and unemployment rates. Then by 1:30 same time, average hour US will be releasing its average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. Okay, so this week is going to be very high volatile week. Okay, and volatility provides opportunity to make good money. Yeah, when there's volatility in the market, it's an opportunity to make money, but it also comes with high risk. So you need to know what you're doing in the market this week. Okay, I think you should be conservative. Stick to your trading plan. If you see your setup, your technical setup, execute the trade. Okay, execute the trade. If you see your technical setup, execute the trade. Apply your stop loss. If the market goes against you, it's fine. You wait for the next opportunity. Losses are inevitable in this business. Just ensure that whatever risk you're taking in the market, you're comfortable with the risk. Okay, don't over leverage. It's the reason most traders account over leveraging. Don't over leverage. If you lose a trade, accept the loss, wait for the right time, wait for the right setup to go in again. Don't do any trading. Okay, 90% of traders who lose their money or blow their accounts as a result of revenge trading. Okay, when you lose a trade, you hit your maximum daily drawdown for the day, just close your laptop. Close your laptop. Now, some people advise that you don't have the MT4, MT5 on your phone, okay? Because sometimes you are tempted to go in again. Just have it on your laptop for those who have laptop. But if you don't have a laptop, you're using phone, the discipline to close the platform once you hit your daily drawdown or you hit your weekly drawdown, you close for the week. It's that simple. Don't fight the market. You can't win that battle. Don't fight the market, okay? Accept losses. We all lose in the market, but at the end of the day, we ensure that our profit is higher than our losses. That is why we are consistently making money in the markets, okay? Losses are inevitable. In every business, you definitely incur losses. In every business, there are risks involved, okay? How you manage the risk will determine how profitable you would be in the long run, okay? So that's it for the fundamentals. So let's go to the chart. We'll start by looking at DXY. We use the DXY to know the strength of the dollar. Before you trade currency pairs, the 7 major currency pairs, it's important to look at DXY to know the direction. If the DXY is bullish, it means dollar is strong. If DXY is bearish, it means the dollar is weak, okay? Let's start by analyzing DXY. Okay, so as you can see, let's start with the weekly time frame. Okay, I told you guys last week my expectation on DXY was that I want to see price clear the liquidity residing at this low, and I think that is where the dollar is heading to. Okay, when it will get here, I don't know. Okay, but I think it's going to come for this liquidity, and since the market opened today, the dollar has been bearish. You can confirm that on the daily time frame. This is the daily candle. So you see, since it's open, it's been bearish for those who have been buying GBP, USD, Euro, USD. If you caught the move, I really missed that move, and I'm hoping that it will retrace. I believe there will be a retracement because price is currently at a previous low, which is an area of liquidity. Okay, so we could see some rejection from that area. We also had a support here. This is a breakout from this support. Okay, so depending on the candlestick pattern that forms, if a bullish reversal pattern forms after this low has been cleared, okay, we could see a little retracement on DXY, but I think this week the dollar is still bearish. Okay, I think the dollar is still bearish, but this one is the time to sell. You should wait for a retracement on the dollar before you sell it. Wait for a retracement unless you already executed a trade on dollar index. Okay, so that's my take. There's a breakout from this support. If I want to sell DXY, I would like to see price pull back to join the trend. I would like to see price pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, I would like to see price pull back to this fair value gap. This is where I'll be considering joining the bearish. Okay, I'd like to see price pull back to this fair value gap. I wish I had entered the trade earlier and caught the move earlier. Okay, should have bought on GBP USD and I would have profit, but I missed that move. That move started at the early hours of today, and I think then I was still sleeping, so I missed that move. So I would like to see price pull back, okay, to this zone before joining the bearish move. So that's my take on dollar index. My bias for dollar index still is bearish. Okay, no worries. We'll look at all the pairs you guys have dropped in the comment section. Okay, good morning, Mr. Richard. Okay, we'll look at all the, just be patient. Okay. Okay, Mr. Joseph, you're right. Let's look at the monthly. Let's look at the monthly because the monthly candle just opened. Okay, so for this month, you can see dollar index is bearish on the monthly time frame. Okay, it is bearish. So this is where I think on the monthly time frame, you can see we have a fair value gap here. Okay, you can see we have a fair value gap here. So I think that is where DXY is heading to, this fair value gap. Okay, this fair value gap. This is where it's heading to. We still have a fair value gap here too on the monthly time frame. So if price breaks out from this fair value gap, then you should expect DXY could get to this level. It could get to this level. So if price breaks out from this fair value gap, then it's coming for this fair value gap. This is where one would consider buying GBP USD. Sorry, buy the dollar. Sorry, there. Okay, so that's my take on dollar index. Okay, so let's look at yen basket. We use the yen basket to know to determine the strength of the yen, to know if the yen is bearish or bullish. Okay, yen basket. Okay, so let's start with the monthly. Okay, so the yen basket we have on the monthly time frame. I think this is a bullish setup. Okay, let's see. Last month we have what looks like an angry man, right? We have what looks like an angry man on the monthly time frame. Let's go down to daily. Down to weekly. Okay, what do we have on the weekly time frame? You can see on the weekly time frame we have several bearish reversal pattern after price tested this resistance level, cleared the liquidity residing at this previous high. So we had this is a strong resistance on the weekly time frame. Okay, so I think going by the weekly time frame, should expect some bearish move on yen. Okay, based on this resistance. Okay, let's go down to daily. Let's see what we have on the daily time frame. After the close of last week candle, let's see what we have on the daily time frame. Okay, so on a daily time frame, I think fair value gap was created here. Price tested that fair value gap, and there was a strong rejection from that area. And see, price tested that fair value gap, and there was a strong rejection from that area. Okay, a strong rejection. You can see price pulled back, test this fair value gap, and there's strong rejection from that area. And I think price is still going to come back to test this fair value gap. Okay, it's going to come because at this point it didn't fill the fair value gap entirely. This is a trap. Most retail traders would have jumped in to start buying the yen, and their stop losses will be resetted at the low. So there's a high probability they will come for these lows before going bearish. Okay, sorry, before going bullish. Okay, so you can see where price is now. You can see where price is now on 4-hour time frame. We have a fair value gap here, and I think this gap has been filled entirely, right? You can see this gap has been filled, so price is likely going to reject trace this zone. Let's still go down to 15 minutes. Probably there's a fair value gap here. Let's see. After the formation of the shooting star, it's likely a fair value gap was created, and price wants to fill that fair value gap. Probably it wants to clear the liquidity is created at this previous high. Let's go down to 15 minutes. I'm sure there's a fair value gap that was created here. So you can see on 15 minutes, we have a very tiny fair value gap here, and that could be the reason for the retracement. There's a fair value gap here, a tiny one. Okay, there's a fair value gap here. Let's go down to 5 minutes. You'll see it clearly on 5 minutes. There's a fair value gap there. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you can see the fair value gap on 5 minutes time frame. Okay, we have okay, we have this here, this fair value gap. This could be the reason for the retracement. Okay, this could be the reason for the retracement. Let's go back to 15 minutes. Let's see what's happening on 15 minutes. Okay, so on 15 minutes, I think we have a fair value gap here. Oh, sorry, on 5 minutes. There's a fair value gap here on 5 minutes. Okay, so that could be the reason for the retracement. Okay, that could be the reason for this retracement. Okay, no fair value gap, but I'm sure if you go to 1 minute, there's a fair value gap. That's the reason price has broken out from this fair value gap we identified on 5 minutes. Okay, there's a fair value gap. If you go down to 1 minute, okay, so price is likely going to retrace. So if a bearish reversal pattern, you can see what is playing out at the moment. You can see this is a ranging market. This is a ranging market. So we have a resistance here. We have support here. This is the range. So if 1 hour or 4-hour candle closes below this support, if 1 hour or 4-hour candle closes below this support, expect more sales on yen basket. That's my take on yen. If 4-hour or 1 hour closes below this support, and you can also see we had a fair value gap here. We had a fair value gap here. Price has tested that area several times. Okay, so this is the area you should be considering. If price breaks out from this fair value gap, then we should expect more sales on yen basket. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on yen. Okay, that's my take on yen. Okay, so let's look at currency pairs. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give the video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't done that. So let's start with Badamosi SDJPY. Let's start by looking at GBP USD. Okay, that's from Mr. Ebuka. Okay, let's start by looking at GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay, so like I said, DXY has been bearish. It's been bearish since the market opened, and that's the reason the GBP USD has been bullish. That's why GBP USD has been bullish. So I would not advise that you buy GBP USD at the current market price. Don't buy GBP USD at the current market price. You have missed this move. This is where you should have entered buy on GBP USD. You should have bought GBP USD from this point. So if you didn't buy GBP USD from this point, you don't want to buy from this point. If you had bought from this, your stop loss, probably you would have set your stop loss maybe at this point. And by now, at least you would have made close to 1 to 1.5 risk reward, your reward on this trade. If you take a trade from this point, your stop loss will be at this point. And where would price go to? Probably to just go clear the liquidity. This is where it's coming. Okay, just go. So look at the risk reward. You are setting your stop loss at this point and you are aiming for this as your TP. That's not a good risk reward. You don't want to buy GBP USD. Though the trend is still bullish, don't buy at the current market price unless you are willing to take the risk. This is where you should have bought. If you go down to 1 hour, let me show you the pattern on 1 hour. Okay, so this is the pattern. You can see what played out here. This is where you should have bought. What played out here? Price, we had a fair value gap that was created at this point. You can see price pulled back and filled that fair value. So it is after the formation of this hammer, you should have bought. After the formation of this hammer, those of you use the zigzag indicator, those of you in the VIP group, if you go to the chart, you would see your zigzag below this level indicating time to buy. This would have been the right time. And this was around, what time is this? This was around, was this last Friday? Sunday, okay? The market opened at this point here. Last, I think it was candle for last week market, okay? So you'd have bought after the formation of this bullish candle. This is an hammer, a bearish hammer, and after the formation of a bearish hammer, you wait for the next candle to close bullish, then you buy. So if you had bought from this point, your stop loss would have been at this point, let's say 5 or 10 pips below this point. I told you guys the reason why you should set your stop loss few pips below or few pips above if you are selling. Okay, this level is an area of liquidity. They might come, so it's always wise to set your stop loss few pips below the low of that candle. I hope that is clear. So by now you should be, if you had executed buy from this point, you should have exited the trade in good profit at this point. So you don't want to buy at the current market price. If you want to buy GBP USD, wait for price to pull back to this area. If price doesn't pull back to this area, don't buy GBP USD. That's my advice. Okay, that's my advice. That's my take on GBP USD. USD is still bullish at the moment. It is still bullish at the moment, but price is likely going to retrace. You could also take advantage of the retracement, the pullback. You see your bearish up, you can sell GBP USD. But I do advise, if you're counter trading, if you are trading against the trend, you're taking advantage of retracement, your risk should be less. When you are trading pullbacks, your risk should be less. It is when you're trading along with the trend, your risk, you use on lot size, normal risk. But if you're trading against the trend, it's always advisable that you use on low lot size, reduce your risk. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. Wait for a pullback before you buy GBP USD. I hope that is clear. That's my take on GBP USD. Okay. Euro USD. Let's see Euro USD. Positively correlated with GBP USD. You can see the pattern we have on Euro USD is similar to what we have on GBP USD because both pairs are positively correlated. They are positively correlated. You can see the same pattern. This is where you should have bought Euro USD. Price pulled back. Fair value gap was created at this point. Okay. Fair was created, you can see how price pulled back, filled that fair value gap, and the candlestick pattern that formed after that fair value gap got filled is an hammer, a bearish. After a formation of bearish hammer, you wait for the next candle to close bullish before you buy. So you would have entered buy from this point. Okay, this was around 1 a.m., 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Nigerian time. Okay, so you should have bought from this point. Your stop loss below this low, probably maybe 20 pips. And by now you should have, if you had bought from this point, 1.1368, the market is at 1.1434. That's about 70 pips, yeah, profits. And the risk you would have taken there would just be like maybe 20 pips. That's like 1 to 3 point something risk reward. Okay, so don't jump in and start buying from this current price. The risk will be too much. Wait for a retracement. Don't because of into the trade. Okay, relax. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. My bias still remains bullish, but I would like to see price retrace. You can see it has created several fair value gaps here. So I'd like to see it retrace to a discount area. Okay, a discount area before buying Euro USD. I hope that is clear. That is my take on Euro USD. It is still bullish, but wait for a retracement before you. I hope that is clear. So let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY. Okay. So as you can see, USD JPY has been bearish since the market opened. It's been bearish, and that's because yen has been bullish. Okay. So let's start with the daily. So you can see, let's see the weekly. Let's see the weekly. So USD JPY bearish. Okay, from what I see on the daily and the weekly, USD JPY is bearish. Now let's see after the formation of, after the close of last week candle, we had what looks like an inverted hammer here. Let's see if a fair value gap was created on a lower time frame, and most likely price wants to fill that fair value gap. Let's see on the time frame. Okay, so you can see on a daily time frame, a fair value gap was created here, and that could be the reason for the retracement. Okay, let's go down to 4 hour. So you can see a fair value gap was here, and I think the market has filled that fair value gap. So this won't be the right time to sell, but to look for buys on USD JPY. You can see this fair value gap is created here. Price has filled that fair value gap. So if a bullish reversal pattern forms here, then you should look for buys on USD JPY. Look for buys on USD JPY. You cannot sell USD JPY at the current market price. You should look for buys. So it's the candlestick pattern that forms after this fair value gap. You can see if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, price is currently at extreme discount. Price is currently at extreme discount, and you don't sell at extreme discount, right? You don't sell at extreme discount. You buy at discount. So you should look for buy opportunity at this discount area. Okay, look for buys. Let me just go to 1 hour. Let's see. Probably there's still a fair value gap of 1 hour that it wants to fill. Let me just confirm. Let me confirm. Okay, so we still have fair value gap here. Okay, so it might still come to fill this fair value gap. So this will be a good area to consider buying. Okay, this would be a good area to consider buying. Just wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form. Wait for a reversal pattern to form on 4 hour time frame before you buy. That is my take on USD JPY. For today's market, I think the best rate to look out for on USD JPY is buy. Wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form. Okay, the bullish reversal pattern has formed here on 1 hour time frame, but I would advise you wait for 4 hours. Okay, wait for 4 hours to form. The bullish reversal pattern has formed here. This is an hammer. Okay, now they know a lot of retail traders would have jumped in after the formation of this hammer, and their stop losses will be residing at this low, and some will say their stop losses few pips below this low. So there's a high probability they're going to swing They've already swept the liquidity. The stop losses, those that set their stop loss at the low of this candle, they've been kicked out of the market. Now they will definitely, most likely, will go for those stop losses below this low. So they might use that opportunity to just fill this fair value gap before going. Okay, so that's my take. If you decide you want to buy from the current market price, ensure your stop loss is at least 10 pips below the low of this fair value gap. Okay, if you want to take a buy from the current market price, patiently wait. But I always advise that you wait for the candlestick pattern to form. Wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form before you take the trade. Okay, so that's it for USDJPY. I would rather buy that on USDJPY today's market. Okay. Okay, we looked at GU. Let's look at GJ. That's from Mr. Joseph GJ. All right, we'll look at gold. All right, all right. Okay, Mr. Chukwu, I said yen basket is used to know the yen to define the to determine the strength of yen. Yen. Okay, that's Japanese yen. That's what we use the yen basket. Just as we use the to determine the strength of the dollar, we use the yen basket to determine the strength of yen. Okay. So let's look at GJ. Okay, so as you can see on 1 hour time frame, GJ has been in a range since the market opened, giving us the low of the range at this point and the high of the range. This was the high. So they've cleared the liquidity that was residing at this previous high. That's the first thing they did. And I think they've cleared the liquidity residing at this previous low. They know a lot of retail traders would have bought from this point. They know a lot of retail traders would have sold from this point. Those that sold from this point, their stop losses will be residing at this high. And those that bought from this point, okay, their stop losses will be residing at this low and few pips below this low. So they've cleared the liquidity residing at this previous lows. They've cleared liquidity residing at this previous high. Okay, so I'm expecting buys on GJ. Okay, that's my buyers on GJ. I'm looking for buys. Okay, so if you want to buy, you could wait for price. We have this here. This gap has not been filled. Okay, we can see we have this fair value gap here that has not been filled. They might want to fill this fair value gap. They might. And also you can see we have this low here that has not been cleared. So they might want to fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, they might want to fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, so if you had executed a buy trade on GJ, if they go for your stop loss, wait for another opportunity to buy after this fair value gap gets filled. I hope that is clear. My buyers for GJ for today's market high, and if you are buying your first TP, it could be at this high, then your second TP could be at this high. This is where I'm aiming on GJ. Okay, this is my first TP on GJ. Okay, so just wait for a bullish. If a bullish candle forms on 4-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame. If a bullish candle forms on 4-hour time frame, you can buy GJ. Okay, you can buy GJ. Wait for a bullish candle to form on 4-hour time frame before you buy. That's my take. Let's go down to see what's happening on 15 minutes. On 15 minutes, let's see. Okay, so on 15 minutes, we had this giving us a buy signal. Let's see. After the formation of this pattern, let's see if fair value was created on lower time frame. Let's see. Okay, no fair value gap was created. Okay, no fair value gap was created. Let's see. 1 minute. Let's see if a fair value gap was created. Okay, so on 1 minute, see price has been in a range. No fair value gap was created here. Maybe if you go to lower time frame, but access to that, maybe 30 minutes or what am I saying, 30 seconds or so. Probably there's a fair value gap around this area. Price has pulled back. Probably it has filled this fair value gap. So price is likely going to go up from this, from the current market price. Okay, but wait for 4-hour. I would advise wait for 4-hour candle to close bullish. Okay, wait for the current 4-hour candle to close bullish before you buy. Wait for 4-hour candle to close bullish. Okay? Yeah, so the current 4-hour is still bearish. Wait for a bullish candle to close on 4-hour time frame before you buy. That's my take on GBP JPY. It might also try fill this fair value gap. Okay, so if you are buying, ensure your stop loss is below this level. Okay, set your stop loss below this level, and if you have executed a buy, if your stop loss gets it, wait for another opportunity to buy. Okay, wait for another opportunity to buy. That's my take on GU. Okay, we've looked at GU. Let's look at Australian USD. Australian dollar USD. AUD USD should be bullish since the dollar is bearish. Okay, should expect buys. So Australian dollar USD has been buying since the market. It's been bullish since the market opened. It's been bullish. And I think this week Australian dollar is likely going to clear the liquidity residing at this high. This week Australian dollar is likely going to clear that liquidity residing at that previous high. We go down to 4-hour. Okay, so price just hit a resistance level, I think. Okay, so we had the resistance here. So on Australian dollar USD, I can't buy from the current market price. If I apply my Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, I think price is currently at a what's it called? A premium area. I think price is currently at a premium area. I would like to see price, you can see it's above level 50. So I would like to see price retrace to discount. Okay, price is currently at premium. So I'd like to see price retrace to a discount. Okay, before going bullish on Australian dollar USD. That's my take on Australian dollar USD. And I think this week Australian dollar USD would be bullish. Okay, but I would like to see price pull back to a discount area before buying Australian dollar USD. Okay, buying at the current market price. If I buy from this point, my stop loss will be at this point, and this is my first TP. Consider the risk reward. If you consider the risk reward, it's very poor. The risk reward is very poor. But if price pulls back to a discount area, I buy this area, set my stop loss pupils below this level, and my TP at this level. You can see that the risk reward is close to 1 to 2 point something. Okay, so that's my take on Australian dollar USD. Unless you've already executed a trade on Australian dollar USD, now you should be in profit. But if you have not taken a trade on USD, dollar USD, patiently wait for a pullback before you buy. Okay, so that's my take on Australian dollar USD. My bias for today's market is bullish. For the week also, I'm still bullish. Okay, I'm still bullish on Australian dollar USD, GBP USD, Euro USD. Okay, on NZD USD, I'm still bullish on those pairs. Okay, but I'll also be looking at the DXY. Okay, the DXY is what will determine if I will buy those pairs. DXY has to be strongly bearish for me to buy those pairs. And at the moment, you can see DXY has been bearish all day. Like I said, I'd like to see price pull back. If it pulls back to my area of interest and I'm able to identify a bearish reversal pattern at those areas of interest, then I will sell the dollar. Okay, so that is it for Australian dollar USD. Is there another pair you want us to look at? Okay, let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. Okay, gold. Okay, gold has been bullish and gold is still bullish. I shared that with you guys last week. Gold is bullish and still bullish. Gold is bullish and is still bullish. Let's start with the monthly. Okay. So most likely this month, gold is going to hit this high. It's coming for the liquidity residing at this previous high. Okay. The market is currently at 448. 448. It's about close to 1,600 pips from the current market price. close to 1,600 pips from the current market price. Gold is going for this high. Okay, but I'd like to see price retrace. You can see since the market opened, gold has been bullish. Since the market opened, gold has been bullish, but I'd like to see gold retrace. Let's see. Would gold retrace? Let's see daily. Okay, so at this point we had a fair value gap here. Price pulled back, filled the fair value gap, strong rejection from that zone. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, so this is what we have on 4 hour. So I'd like to see gold. You can see it as a fair value gap here. This would be a good area to consider buying gold. Okay, this would be a good area to retrace space. So this would be a good area to consider buying gold. Also, I think we still have a fair value gap here. Okay, so this gap has been filled. So this would be a good area to consider buying gold. Okay, gold is still bullish. It's still bullish. Okay, but I'd like to see a retracement to this fair value gap before buying gold. Any question? Any question? Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. I think I've attended to all your requests. Do you have any question? If you are yet to give the video a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up so that others can get to see this video. And if it's your first time participating on the live stream, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. You don't want to miss any of the sessions. Okay, so please do subscribe to the channel. Any question? Any question? Do you have any question? Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? If you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. It appears there are no questions. It appears there are no questions. Okay, so that will be all for today's session. I appreciate every one of you for your participation. And I wish you all a profitable trading week. Please ensure you apply good risk and money management. Stick to your trading plans. Don't over leverage. Okay, stick to your trading plans. If you do stick to your trading plans, you definitely end the week in profit. You definitely end the week in profit. Okay. Someone is requesting for USD card. USD card. Okay, let's just look at that before we head. USD card. So let's start with let me start with the weekly time frame. So last week it closed as an inverted hammer, but we have the value gap here that has not been filled on the weekly time frame, and I think it's going to come fill this value gap, and it might also come to clear the liquidity. You can see, so we have this fair value gap here on USD card that has not been filled, so it's likely going to come fill this fair value gap. Okay, it's likely going to come fill this, but this will be the first target. Okay, this will be the first target. But before joining this trend, this sell, I would like to see a retracement. Okay, on USD card. Okay, I would like to see a retracement. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, so liquidity residing at this previous low has been cleared. Okay, so there's a shift in market structure at this point. So I'd like to see price pull back at least. For me to sell, I'd like to see price pull back this premium area. I think this would be a good area to consider selling USD. This would be a good area to consider selling USD card. Okay, we have this fair value gap here, which is at premium, and I think we also have this one, this fair value gap, which is above equilibrium. So these are areas you should be considering selling USD card. Wait for the retracement before you sell. Wait for the retracement before you sell. I hope that is clear. So, guys, that will be all for today's session. Once more, I want to appreciate you all for your participation. And next class will be tomorrow by 10 a.m. I look forward to having you in that class. Bye for now.